Hello friends, music lovers, vinyl community. Welcome to another episode of the Vinyl Survivor. I want to first start off with apologizing. I've not really had the time to do any videos this week. I'm sorry, it's been a while since I made a video. My day job has just been kicking my butt lately and haven't really had the time or the energy to make a video. But I thought today I'd try to make at least one video to put up for you and just say hey, and hope everyone is doing good out there. I'm ready for the weekend. It's been a rough week, but we'll get through it. So cheers. So let's go ahead and get up into this episode of the Vinyl Survivor. As usual, 5 albums that are either new to my ears or new purchases from stuff from the inbox, or new purchases that I have taken the time to sit down and really give a serious listen to and decide whether they are good enough to go in my collection up there, or whether I really don't feel the need to keep them anymore. As usual, 5 up on the chopping block. Let's go ahead and start off. First album we have is a new album. This was released just earlier this year. This is from Kacey Musgraves. This is called Same Trailer, Different Park. Kacey Musgraves is a country artist from Texas. You know, a new, younger country artist, but a little bit different than the typical, what you typically hear on country radio today. A little more progressive. She reminds me a lot of Jewel. If you follow this channel, you know I'm a pretty big fan of Jewel, and she reminds me a lot of Jewel. Very, very good, fun songs. Very varied in their themes. You know, it's not just a bunch of songs about how my boyfriend did me wrong and that kind of thing. A lot of cool songs, a lot of fun stuff. This is a really great, fun summer album. I'm really enjoying this album a lot. This is her first release on a major label. This is on Mercury Records, and there is the label. I guess that's sort of a custom label there. Yeah, she's previously released 3 albums on independent, by herself. But she got signed to a deal with Mercury. This was doing okay for her. It's probably not something that you're going to hear on mainstream country radio, but I think it's really good, and it's the kind of country music I would like to hear. But it just doesn't have those same kind of values that they're looking for, I guess. Those conservative values that mainstream country radio tends to have, and so unfortunately, you're probably not going to hear this on mainstream country radio. If you like a little bit of country music, if you like Jewel, people like that, definitely check Kacey Musgraves out. Good stuff. And going into the collection, I should say. Alright, the second album we have up on the chopping block. This is a debut album that was released in 2008. This is Bon Iver's For Emma Forever Ago. I bought the Bon Iver self-titled a couple years ago when it was first released, and enjoyed it a lot. And I had downloaded this album, but I never actually bought it, so I was ordering some stuff on Amazon, and they had this for $10, I think. So I went ahead and placed an order for this, so I would have an actual copy of this album. Just a great classic album. You got Skinny Love on here, which is a big hit. If you don't know the story of this album, Justin Vernon, the main person in Bon Iver, went through a breakup with his girlfriend and got ill and sort of secluded himself in a cabin in the woods, and this is a picture taken during the recording, supposedly, and just recorded this amazing album, and that is the story. And there is the label on Jaguar. Unfortunately, this is typical with Jaguar records. They tend to be kind of noisy, not very good quality pressings, and this is probably one of the worst I've ever heard. It's as I've said before when I bought this album, it's very noisy. It's almost to the point of unlistenable. Side B is better than Side A, but overall it's just really poor quality. So great album, unfortunately ruined by poor quality pressing. I guess I'm going to keep this, other than spending the money to sort of try to ship it back and This one's going in the collection. It's more of a just a piece to have, a physical copy to have, and say I do own this album. You know, a real copy of it. I'll probably just listen to the digital version only, though. A nice piece to have in the collection, and I can say I have it in my collection. Okay, the third thing we have up on the chopping block, going way back to the 70s now. This is the second album from the German prog band Nectar. This is called A Tab in the Ocean. Something I've seen a lot in the vinyl community in the past, and thought I'd like to hear it at some point, and I stumbled across it at a local antique mall. I was lucky enough to find it for $4, and I thought, for $4, I'm definitely willing to give this a try and see what it's all about. The title track takes up the whole first side of the album. You know, it's prog music, so it just goes on and on and on. Just a long extended jam. I like this okay. I didn't love it. Maybe the hype was just so much that I was expecting more than I should have on this one. It's good. It was definitely very enjoyable. It didn't knock my socks off. Didn't blow me away. But just some really good, fun prog music, and really cool to hear, and really cool to finally hear this. And this is a pressing from '76 on Passport Records, and here is the inner sleeve. Came with this particular version. It has some lyrics. It has a little bit of a stain there, but has some lyrics. And then there is that standard Passport Records label, and this has a sterling in the dead wax. So yeah, that's Nectar, A Tab in the Ocean. Wasn't amazing. I don't suggest people go crazy seeking this out, but if you happen to find it for a good price, pick it up. It's a fun listen. Really enjoyable. I look forward to spinning this again in the future, so this one's going in the collection. Okay, the next album we have up on the chopping block is the debut album from Jim Stafford. Jim Stafford is he's a country, I guess you could technically call him a country artist. He does some more comedy-based country music, sort of like a Ray Stevens sort of vibe. Very fun music. He's well known for the song Spiders and Snakes, which is on this album. Also Swamp Witch, I think, was a pretty big hit. And we saw Jim Stafford at the Florida Folk Festival earlier this year. He was born in Eloise, Florida, which is down in central Florida. Lived there for a while. Apparently in high school he played with Graham Parsons and Bobby Braddock. And this is his debut album from '74. I don't know if I said that or not. Like I said, we saw him earlier this year at the Florida Folk Festival. He was the headliner. Put on a good show. He was one of the first people, I think, when Branson, Missouri turned into sort of a tourist destination, I guess would be a nice way of putting it. He has a stage show he's done there, where he's been putting it on since 1990. He's been doing that for a while. He was married to Bobby Gentry, and for a while, and his son's mother is Bobby Gentry. So I didn't know that when he performed at the Florida Folk Festival, his son was there and performed as well. I didn't know at that time that Bobby Gentry was his mother, but that's a cool little factoid there. But this is just a fun album, like I said, kind of like Ray Stevens. You got Wildwood Weed is a funny song here. What else there? My Girl Bill. Just really fun music. If you see this in a dollar bin or a thrift store somewhere, pick it up. It's a fun listen. Really enjoyable album. And this is on the Polydor label. Got United stamped in the dead wax, so I'm guessing that's United Pressing Plant. So yeah, like I said, if you find this in a dollar bin or thrift store somewhere and want to just something fun to put on sometime, this is really enjoyable, fun listen. So Jim Stafford, self-titled debut album from '74, going in the collection. Okay, and the last album we have up on the chopping block today is a posthumous album from Jimi Hendrix. This is the Valleys of Neptune, released officially in 2010. Valleys of Neptune were sort of collections of works he was, or collections of recordings he was working on for his 4th album that never actually happened. A lot of interesting stuff on here. Let's go ahead and show the back. Really cool artwork. I really do like the artwork on this one. Inside artwork is incredible as well. Just a beautiful, beautiful package. These series that they're doing with the reissues and everything are awesome on these Jimi Hendrix albums. The RTI sleeves, beautiful 180 gram RTI pressings. There's side A, side B, and you get your photo book as usual with essays and whatnot telling different things about the music itself and the recording sessions and stuff. So really nice, beautiful packaging. These are always really reasonably priced as well, so it's really awesome to hear these sort of rough recordings of things he was working on. This one is definitely a recommended one of the non-official albums. The title, like I said, the title track is really good on here. There's a lot of, it's not just another one that's just different alternate recordings of songs you already know. There's a lot of new stuff on here. Really cool. He does a cover of Sunshine of Your Love, which is cool. A really good Jimi Hendrix album, and definitely one that should be in anyone's Jimi Hendrix collection. So I want to thank you for watching another episode of the Vinyl Survivor. Once again, all 5 have made it. 5 great albums. Definitely check all these out. Like I said, some of these are thrift store kind of things. Some of it's new stuff that you can get to listen to online. Just really nice batch of music. A lot of variety here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Leave me some comments. I love hearing comments. And yeah, we'll see you again real soon. Have a great weekend. Cheers.